Hello, Aries. I hope you all had fabulous birthdays. We're going to get straight into your reading today. I've got a grand total of 5 Oracle decks, 5 Tarot decks, and a Kipper deck. So 11 decks total for you here today for your reading. The reason why I'm doing it this way is I'm going to hopefully get one card from each deck. We never know what the cards are going to get up to when I start to pull them. But I really want to get a lot of cards because it gives wherever my messages come from, right, however the cards come out, it gives that energy the ability to choose from a lot of different images from a lot of different decks to really get your message through, rather than just using one deck, which is very, very limited in my experience. I may also I think my plan is to probably pull all the cards just very quickly, then kind of pause the video and use my intuition to figure out what the cards are trying to communicate, and then come back and explain what I'm seeing to you. I think that's going to be the best way to do it. My intuition is going like the clappers at the moment. I'm very tired. I was working yesterday and I kind of got into something, and yeah, really I've got a lot of creative energy, but I'm also very, very tired. So I find that the more tired I am, the more my intuitive guard goes down, and the more the messages can kind of come through and things can flow very freely. So I'm kind of in a very nervous, overtired energy, just to kind of warn you today. What I'm picking up on for some of you is that you may be in some kind of transition here, in some kind of change where I feel like things are you're kind of on the verge of something. It feels like something's kind of closing up, wrapping up, ending, like shutting the lid on something. I feel like there's a lot of like mess that needs to be dealt with in regards to that. Whatever that means to you, right? Visually, I was seeing literally like a mess, things that had to be sorted through. So there could be something there for you like that. I feel like when things start to move forward, it could be that things are very, very fast, very, very different. I feel like you have, as much as that excites you, Aries, to be doing something new and exciting, I think you've got a lot of nerves and anxiety around this, because it's almost like there's a sense of still not quite being out of that past situation and feeling a little bit unprepared for what's going to come next, because you don't really know, right? You can only prepare so much. I don't know if a lot of you have some kind of Mars placement in a sign that's a little bit more reserved, possibly Cancer. Mars is literally in Cancer at the moment, or an Earth sign, a bit more of I'm getting like somebody who perhaps I don't, again, like it's not typical Aries energy, so I feel like it's something in your chart right now. Again, Mars is in Cancer right now, so that's going to be affecting you. It's your ruling planet. So I'm getting almost like a reluctance to leave an environment or a person, or a reluctance to let go of something that felt like a comfort zone. Yeah, a huge amount of anxiety. I'm getting things with the chest, like hard to breathe, almost like an anxiety attack, like pain in my chest. Like breathlessness, very fuzzy as well, very kind of like, I don't know if you're getting enough sleep, but I'm getting this kind of dazed, fuzzy feeling. It's funny because someone was talking to me about being dazed today. So yeah, it's almost like, maybe being a bit forgetful, maybe not feeling quite on the ball, but it's like, it feels like there's some kind of inevitable change. It kind of feels like it's out of your hands to a certain extent. So I don't know if any of that makes any sense to you. Again, it's a general reading. It's not a personal reading. So there's going to be the most important messages for those who need to hear it the most. If it's not your reading today, it's just not your reading, okay? Somebody else needed to hear something that was more important. So not to say you're not important, but my guides decide what messages need to come through. So yeah. Just to also remind you that gender's neutral in tarot. Just because it's a man on the card, or I'm saying masculine energy, it doesn't mean it's a man. We all have feminine and masculine energy within us, making up our whole chart. So just something to be aware of. Think more yin yang, right? What else? I feel like there's something else I needed to say. Oh, it's timeless. When it finds you, it's your reading at that time. So don't worry too much about the date on the card. On the reading, sorry. So let's pull some cards. Oh, your songs. The songs that I was getting through for you were We Belong Together by Mariah Carey. I don't know if somebody gets called Babyface as a nickname. That kind of stood out to me. Again, the songs that come through, it can just be like one lyric, one word. something to do with the artist's name. So whatever you get from it, there's something in it for you. It can be something small. We belong together, Mariah Carey. Somebody could be called Babyface. Somebody may have a baby face. Ray of Light by Madonna. Somebody could be called Ray. Somebody could be flying, like literally taking a flight somewhere. But there's also this thing about don't worry. What does she say towards the end? Faster than a ray of light, she's flying. It was obvious. I can't remember which line it was, but it was like it'll be replaced was what I was kind of getting from it. It's like don't worry about what's going because it'll get replaced with something better. It's like before you know it, blink of an eye, right? It'll be there before you. And then Fools by Madison, which is only fools stick around when the love is all gone. I don't know if somebody is I don't know if somebody's dealing with a bit of a messy breakup here, you know, feeling like they really want out of a relationship, they know it's time, but you know, sticking around because there's still things to sort out, something like this. That could just be a side message for one person. Right, let's just pull the cards and see what we get. So starting with Kim Kranz's archetype deck. Aries, please. Can I get one card, please, for Aries? One card, please, for Aries. Thank you. Oh, you're behaving yourself today. One card there. The father is on the bottom, so there could be some kind of father figure involved. You could be a father. So the box. Right, I'm going to keep on pulling cards. And we'll talk about what they all mean in a moment. So this is the Enchanted Map Oracle. One card please for Aries for this week. One card please for Aries for this week. That is more than one card, isn't it? You've been naughty. You've got Mountain. Again, getting this kind of father energy just immediately from the image there. Father, grandfather, an older male energy or an experienced male energy, and peaks of joy there. Okay, number 33, you may be seeing threes. Oh, yeah, look at this as well. Wizard of Awareness. I am getting this kind of older male energy coming through quite a lot over the past few days. So what deck is this? This is the Divine Animals Oracle deck by Stacey DeMarco. Can I get one card, please, for Aries? One card, please, for Aries' situation. This is a bit secretive. It's gone back in and flipped. So work, the beaver. So there could be something to do with what your work that you're doing. Perhaps secrets at work. Just noticing as well this kind of cloud layer. You can see immediately there going from one image to the next. So something to do with like some things being up in the air at work, perhaps. Red crown loyalty on the bottom of the deck there. A loyalty to a job, a loyalty, feeling like something involving loyalty and some kind of commitment that you've made, or you know, a commitment that others have made to you regarding work or something that you do. Getting a lot of height here, peaks, mountain, and then this beaver is very tall and mountain-like. So there's definitely this thing about being high, like, oh gosh, being high. Just be sensible, please, Aries. You do tend to be the ones that cause a bit of trouble in that regard. Okay, so what else, please, for Aries? Can I get one more card from this deck for Aries? This is the Elemental Oracle, again by Stacey DeMarco. Can I get one card, please, from this deck for Aries? One card, please, from this deck for Aries. Is that two? You're very naughty. Attraction and magnetism on the bottom there. I'm getting something to do with physics, creation and water there as well. So just the reason why I'm saying physics is that magnetism on the bottom there. And then also I noticed on this card, these castles, they almost look like rocket ships to me. And then this kind of space thing, which is a theme of the deck, to be honest. But there could be something to do with space for you. You could be dealing with physics. Maybe you're a physicist, I don't know. And then this water creation energy. I did say that I'm feeling very, very creative at the moment. And then we have this older woman. So I don't know if this is talking about grandparents to you, possibly. Or perhaps you are an older male or female. Just knocking my I've got so many decks out. I've got foxes absolutely everywhere. I'm just knocking things over. So can I get one more card, please, for Aries? Another card for Aries, thank you. Strategy. Yeah, I definitely could be dealing with something at work. Strategy, work, beaver. Or it could be something to do with like contracts, something that you've been working on. It does have daughter value on the bottom there as well, though, so that's nice to see. Could be with loyalty as well. It could be like feeling valued for what you do, or a need to be valued and appreciated for what you do, or you could be seeing seeing the value in others around you. Possibly, again, this is another conversation that I had over the past couple of days with somebody. Seeing the value of older people in the workplace. An example of that would be there's a podcast, I think it's the Murder Squad, and they talk about murders and unsolved murders in America, and they look at so I'm not talking about, like, sorry to bring the M word into this reading, I'm just talking about how people can be useful. So the police forces in America were very fragmented. It depended which state you were in. Some states communicated better with others than others who were quite kind of isolated. So there were systems put in place that kept everybody connected. But with that, there was also a lot of old paperwork that wasn't, recorded electronically. It was literally paperwork and things like this. So they had a lot of people who were volunteering, and this was people who had worked for the police force, admin people, police officers, people who were retired but looking for something to do as a bit of a hobby, and they were utilising these people back into the investigations, because they had the experience and the knowledge to be able to do something that perhaps wouldn't have been done otherwise. So older people don't just it could be just a message for you. Again, Aries, you're very impulsive energy, so it could be people who are older have a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge about things, and don't, just because perhaps they're not as physically able as they used to be, dependent on the person, it doesn't mean that they don't have a lot of good advice or that they can't be useful in other ways. So I'm getting something to do with like older people in the workplace. Again, it could just be for one person, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that's for everybody. Can I get one more card, please, for Aries? One more card, please, for Aries. One more card, please, for Aries. Sorry, I'm just thinking as well, when things come to me, it's part of the reading, I guess. There was a song, and I looked up, I can't remember. Oh, it's Vienna, I think. Was it Vienna? No. I feel like it was Billy Joel, but it may not have been. I'll try and remember and put it in the description box. But the kind of genius lyrics that come up sometimes on Spotify was saying, he was talking about, I think his dad had told him the story about he'd gone back to or on vacation or something to Vienna, and was it Vienna? Like Vienna's Waiting for You. What is it, that song? Anyway, he'd gone back to this place, and there was a really old lady who was like brushing the street. She was keeping the street clean, and it was a bit like, oh, why is that lady working? And it was like, someone said it's because she feels useful. She feels of value to the community. She doesn't want to be a burden. She wants to contribute. So it's her job to sweep the street. And she was doing something quite simple, but she was very proud of it, and it helped her to feel included. So there could be something going on there as well, giving people a role to play perhaps when they retire, something like this. Making people feel included in society, making people feel that they have value, because they do, right? Because they actually do. It's coming through as very, very peaceful as well there. With I'm just like, if you look at the shape of the woman on this card and the shape of this mountain, it's, even though she's water energy, which is feminine energy, again, this kind of Mars in Cancer energy could be playing up for you at the moment. So emotional energy, but this very groundedness and stability of the mountain. Both of these energies, she's kind of like the old lady off Moana, right? Both of these energies look very, very stable to me. So there could be an older person in your life who's kind of like a grounding influence. It could be like when you do feel stressed, I was talking about that anxiety feeling of things changing. It could be that this is the person that you get on the phone to, and they give you some words of wisdom. They calm you down. They say everything's going to be fine. I lived through the war. I lived through a pandemic. Everything's going to be fine. This kind of thing. And my nose is clicking. I don't know why. Somebody could have nose issues at the moment. Oh, allergies acting up, or maybe a broken nose or something like that at some point. So yeah, it's coming through as it's driving me mad. Just one second. Oh, hopefully that's helped a little bit. No, it hasn't. So I'm so sorry if you're going to hear that. We're going to have to put up with it. Anything that happens in a reading is part of the reading. So it's going to be some sort of signifier for somebody. If that it means nothing to you, don't worry about it too much. It could just be that it's like trying to get somebody else's attention at this time. Somebody may have needed to hear a little bit of confirmation there. But if that's not you, that doesn't mean there won't be other messages in here for you. So don't worry too much. So what else, please, for Aries? What else, please, for Aries? So here we go into the tarot now. Justice, Fortune's Wheel, Ace of Fire, and Fool. So that's 3 major arcana there out of 4. And one of them is the Ace of Fire. So that is like the passion injection, feeling very creative again, this very, very creative energy. And it comes with this turn of fate, this change in look. Justice and the Wheel of Fortune here, this is like karma, right? This is like somebody is getting what they deserve in a situation. Somebody's getting, could be, again, you've got strategy and justice here, both talk sometimes about contracts, legalities, signing things. There could be some kind of something that you've been kind of bonded to, or you've had some sort of an agreement. Again, you have that loyalty card as well that showed itself. So there could be something coming to an end here with this turn of fortune. It could be that something, it could be even something like sometimes when people are made redundant from work, the administrators go in and you can sometimes receive like a second payout from it once all the administrators have been in and out. So it's almost like if whatever this is for you, Aries, because I'm really strongly picking up that somebody can sense some big change coming in for them. That it feels like it could be like changing workplaces, right? Something's going on at work. It's like the whole department is worried about it because this is this kind of secretive energy, right? That was secretive, that card there. Everybody's speculating what's going to happen to our contracts, strategizing. I want to make sure I have a position when things change. But it's like, whatever this is for you, Aries, don't worry, because it's actually to your advantage. The Ace of Fire and the Fool, this is very much your energy. The Ace of Fire is like that spark that gets you motivated, that thing that suddenly makes you feel really passionate and excited and up for whatever this new thing is. It's like, oh yeah, let's do it. It's that kind of energy. The Fool card is your card in the tarot. It's the very first card in the tarot. It's that leap of faith into something brand new because it feels right, because your intuition is going, yes, we're going to do this. This is what I want to do. I feel fired up about this. This is your energy here. So whatever is happening here, it feels like the universe is coming in, moving things around you. You're anxious because you're like, I don't really know what's happening, but it's going to kind of open up a kind of a lucky opportunity here for you to kind of really take a big leap of faith into something that's absolutely brand new. The Fool and the Ace of Fire, this is like new, and it's playing to your strengths here, and it's good karma, right? It's something good coming in for you. All these cards are in the upright. That's a very, very positive sign for you, Aries. Big, brand new, fresh start. You're going to feel, look at that Hand of Fate, the Hierophant there. You're going to feel fired up about this. You're going to feel enthusiastic. You're going to feel, I don't know, just try to let go. Try to let the wheel turn. Try not to control it. You do tend to be one of the more controlling energies. You are, I think, a cardinal sign. I think, maybe not, maybe that's Leo. I'm not sure on that one, actually. I need to go and double check my facts, but you are definitely one of the more the signs that are associated with that kind of like leadership energy, or wanting to be at the top, wanting to control things. So again, it does depend on all your other placements. So with that Cancerian energy knocking around with Mars at the moment, I feel like you could be very emotional about this. It's like you're emotional about the things that are ending, but it's taking you onto something really, really good and positive. So just try and trust, because I feel like you've got this sense of like things being out of your hands, which I think is where a lot of that anxiety is coming from for the people that I'm talking to, for the energy that I'm connecting with. So a lot of that energy, that kind of breathlessness, the anxiety, the stress, is because you aren't in control of the situation. But don't worry, because whose hands do you want it to be in? It's in the universe's hands. They've got you in mind. They know what's right for you, right? This is good for you, Aries, is what I'm trying to say. So what else, please, for Aries? What would you like to tell me from this deck for Aries? What would you like to tell me from this deck for Aries, please? Oh, okay. These two landed on my hand. There could be a crossroads here. So there's different ways. I've got some more cards here as well. There could be a crossroads here that you're approaching. Excuse me, it does feel like that. It does feel like something wrapping up, right, and new opportunities opening. With the Ace of Fire and the Ace of Cups, I feel like this is really strongly saying, use your intuition to guide you through this. What feels right to you? What feels good to you? What speaks to your heart, what makes you feel fired up inside, choose that. Try not to get stuck in your own head, because this is what I'm sensing for you. The Two of Swords can talk about mental blockages, feeling very stuck, not being able to strategize your way out of a situation. You're not supposed to strategize your way out of a situation. You're meant to do what feels right. That's your strength, right? So trust your instincts on this one is, I think, what's coming through, because when you get into your head, it just causes this blockage. So really nice, really, really nice. There's emotions and passion involved in whatever this is. So you've also got the Strength card and the Five of Pentacles. Now this is talking to me about your strength, the strength that comes from within, in terms of being able to untangle yourself from this previous situation that didn't work out for you. The Five of Pentacles is like, I'm really disappointed in that didn't work out. I feel like it can be talking about losing money as well. You could have lost money in something. You know, again, somebody could have, like, something to do with your job. Either you've somebody may have been made redundant, right? What am I going to do for money? Somebody may have got out of a bad contract, right? But it's for your greater good. It could be, but it is coming through with this like feeling of like being unstuck, but also again, like it's almost like he doesn't see that this is good for him. He's got his head down, but here's this mermaid trying to offer him the new, like the Five Pentacles he's lost almost. It's like she's saying, look here, there is light here. You can see the light coming through between the trees. So I feel like there's this helpful energy that's being represented by the mermaid for you right now, and you're showing us this energy. You know, you can switch it if you think that this is somebody around you and you're being helpful. Somebody here is stuck, feeling very stuck because something's ending up, something's wrapping up. They feel a bit entangled with that previous situation. They feel a sense of loss, disappointment for how things worked out. But the sooner they get unstuck and raise their head up, the sooner this brilliant, very, very, very positive energy. This is like good karma times 100. This is like divine intervention down here for your highest good, for the things that speak to your passionate side, your creative side, and your emotional side as well. But it does require a leap of faith, right? Because you can't see, you don't have that higher perspective. I feel like you're being guided, some of you, by with this like peaks of joy and mountain and beaver, all this like higher energy. I feel like you're maybe a bit deep in your emotions right now, which is preventing you from having the higher perspective. But with that Hierophant card, again, this was on the bottom of this deck here, Hierophant card. This talks about the higher powers. Now it could literally be the higher powers, the people at your workplace who can see the bigger picture, right? You don't have the entire plan. You don't know the whole strategy here, which is what's making you feel anxious. But I do feel like there's somebody here who's like they have that higher view. It could be a boss at work, or it could literally be like the divine or some kind of grandparent, or there's this older, wiser, higher energy that has the full plans. They can see the full strategy. So it's good for you, right? It is good for you, whatever this is. Let's keep going. Queen of Swords there on the bottom. So again, Queen of Swords can talk about like lawyers, contracts, people who work in communications, that kind of thing. So definitely getting a big work vibe for you here. So which is funny because those songs were very love related. Ray of light, it's like this is the ray of light coming in for you, right? And then all of a sudden you're flying, you're taking the leap of faith into the new, like flying as well, this higher view, higher perspective. What else for Aries, please? What else for Aries? I said I wasn't going to talk about the cards. I said I was going to pull them and then look at them, but look how things have ended up. I'm seeing a lot of double numbers at the moment as well. When I started your reading, it was 11:55, and I'm seeing 11 here and 33 here, just to kind of point that out to you. Watch out for repeating numbers. The box talks about either being trapped inside a box or kind of having like a limited mindset. It talks about things that are imposed on you from outside. Now that may be the way that you were raised, your traditional belief system, your ancestral belief system, things that you were told were right and wrong. It can be talking about, you've got a lot of stuff to do like contracts here, so it could be like feeling very bound by contracts, what you can and can't do, all the different rules. It's like feeling like you've been made small by external energies. And the point of the box card is that you can see it's made up of all these different layers. So there is a need to think outside of the box, quite literally here with this creation energy. So it's like you need to think outside the box here, right? This is you, and then there's all this like opportunity around you for this kind of creative energy. But to get to that creative energy, that creative source energy, which is very healthy for you, you have to break through these layers of conditioned thinking, of all those different layers of like, this is what your grandparents said when you were little, this is what your mum told you, this is what your teachers told you, this is what your friends told you, this is what TV told you, this is what your work told you. So it's like all those things that have kind of labeled you or pinned you down into trapped mentality. You need to break through all those different layers, and it takes time, right? It takes a lifetime to undo a lifetime of rules and social imprisonment. And it's always well intentioned, right? It's not like your grandparents said. I was talking about this again in work yesterday. My granny used to say to me, don't look in the mirror or you'll grow horns, right? And it's like, well, I want to look in the mirror, like, why is it wrong to feel good about myself? Why is it wrong to say, and I've got face blindness and things, and I don't know, I've always had this sense of guilt about perhaps paying too much attention to my image, right? And I think that kind of was a root cause. I'm not blaming it entirely on my granny, but it was a contributing factor, because this is the thing, it's a lifetime of contributing factors that create the limitations that we place on ourselves. So then you have to kind of like think about all that and undo all that. I can't remember where I was going with that, but she was very well intentioned, right? She meant well with it. She was trying to give me good advice, but sometimes that good advice actually constrains us where perhaps we shouldn't be constrained. So let's keep going. Because we are ourselves, right? We can only map out our own lives. We can only be authentic and true to who we are on the inside. We're all individual people. We're all individual characters. And as much as we may share commonalities with other people, we have to be true to ourselves first, right? You can have people criticizing you all around you all your life, and you're going to have that, especially when you do live authentically, because people don't like it when other people stand out or do their own thing or, do what makes them happy. It's almost like a resentment that comes from like, well, why can that person, why do they get the right to do what they want to do, kind of thing. There's a lot of judgment that people place on other people when we should have more acceptance, I think. And at the end of the day, they can live their life, and if they don't want to do a certain thing, or they do want to do a certain thing, if they want to live inside their own box of rules, they can do that if that's what they're comfortable with. It doesn't mean that you have to get inside that box with them and live their life for them. So a bit of a rant there, but maybe somebody needed to hear that. Let's keep going. Whoa, Ace of Pentacles. Oh my God, you've got the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Fire. Magician card. Oh my God, you only need the sword. You only need the Ace of Swords, and then you're the Magician. You can do whatever you want. Like the Magician, whatever they can dream of, whatever they can fantasize, they can make happen. That's the skill of the Magician. There is a bit of sleight of hand with it though. So it could be that definitely picking up on a slightly secret energy up here in regards to work, or something that you have put a lot of work into. But this is like new opportunity, and the aces are divinely guided, right? The universe opens doors for you, or puts things in your path for you to either take up or not take up, but they're divinely guided, right? Your fortune's wheel, Hierophant, Justice card, Karma, brand new leap of faith into something new. What do I need to say? Like, I feel like, again, somebody has a lot of anxiety over this. It's like you feel it coming, perhaps. You can sense this, even if you're not seeing it in your tangible reality right now. You can sense that a change is coming. You can sense that the wheel's about to turn. You can sense that there's new opportunities on the horizon, like literally, like yeah. So yeah, you do need a lot of personal strength in order to take these opportunities and to take steps to get yourself unstuck from situations that feel disappointing. Okay, what else please for Aries? What else please for Aries? God, the way that came out. Page of Wands, yeah. And it's landed on the Ace of Fire. So the Ace of Fire is the Ace of Wands. It's the same suit of cards in the tarot. So the Page of Wands, so the Ace of Fire is the creation energy. It's what you're trying to access outside of the box, right? Creation energy, the spark of the new, the enthusiasm, the idea, the concept. The pages actually are the ones that are starting to investigate that. So this is like movement here. This is like something coming from nothing, an idea starting to take shape, coming into form. You can see there she's just kind of materializing. So this does say that you need to do some research. It does say that you need to gather some more information, that you need to study whatever this idea is. This is kind of like, this is the idea, but this is the beginning stages. So that's a really, really positive sign that that card flew out onto that. It's like, take that energy, take that enthusiasm, take that drive, and take that leap of faith into the new. But you can see that she is actually facing back. So I feel like this is saying, make sure you do your research though first, Aries. Brilliant to take a leap of faith, but you do want to make sure you're somewhat prepared. This is saying prepare, okay? Whatever preparation you do is going to put you in a greater position when things start to move. So 10 of Wands, yeah, look at that. That is like burning up the past there. That's dropping all the baggage. If you are traveling, some of you may be taking a flight somewhere. I feel like this is saying travel light. The 10 of Wands often talks to me about baggage. Let go of the baggage from the past, put it behind you, and travel light, and travel. I'm getting travel fast. I don't know what that means. Travel light, travel fast. I feel like some of you definitely could be traveling by, look at the birds as well, traveling by plane here sometime soon. Obviously, again, this Page of Wands, make sure you research COVID restrictions. You know, do you need to have injections? Do you need some kind of special passport or visa? There's something there for somebody. Yeah, look at the white feather as well here. Yeah, so white feathers as well could be particularly significant for you at the moment. Watch out for white feathers. This is one way that I feel like I receive confirmation. If I'm walking around the streets, sometimes I'm thinking of something and I'll look and I'll see a white feather or a black feather, you know, and it's kind of like a yes or a no, or like shadow energy or light energy. You know, you can develop your own systems of what these things mean for you, but do watch out for white feathers at the moment. And if you see one, what were you thinking at that time? I just saw the Hangman card, but it didn't come out. Aries, please, then. What else for Aries, please? What else for Aries? There you go. There's a Hierophant again, talking about black and white feathers. Look, do you see how it works? The Hierophant card there with the crow. Yeah, so shadow energy and yin-yang energy. It's not negative. It's not bad. You may have to do a little bit of shadow work. I do feel like it's also saying trust your intuition, trust in the higher power, trusting that the universe has got your back right now and they're bringing things to you. It's like literally this crow is bringing in the key to you, right? It's the key to unlock your future, I feel. So trust in that higher guidance that has got you right now. And then, yeah, this kind of crossroads energy again with this Two of Wands. I do feel like there is some kind of choice to make, but I feel like there is a possibility here to kind of bring two separate energies into one. So if you've actually been at a, you know, in a cross sword situation with somebody else, I do feel like there is an opportunity to kind of bring two sides into alignment here, which could be very, very healing for a situation. You've got the Eight of Swords on the bottom there, which can talk about feeling quite trapped. So I feel like you may feel very, very trapped and restricted at the moment, but I do feel like things are going to be moving for you soon. One last card then from this deck, and then we'll sort of start to wrap up. Do you have anything from the Lenormand deck, please, for Aries? Anything from the Lenormand deck for Aries? Anything from the Lenormand deck for Aries? Anything from the Lenormand... Sorry, it's not the Lenormand deck. That's why they're not giving me the cards. They're like, dumbass. Anything from the Kipper deck, please, for Aries? Anything from the Kipper deck? There we go. As soon as I call it by the right name, they come out. Yeah, journey. Some of you are literally going to be travelling. Look at the baggage as well, though. You don't want to be lugging all that baggage around, so travel light. Tens as well, about wrapping things up and ending things. Poverty, some of you may have a poverty mindset, which may be what's causing this reluctance to let go of something from the past. Again, if you're moving on from a job, look at him, he's like worried about not having enough money, but it's like there is going to be enough money, right? You have to have a positive mindset here, because the universe can bring things to you more easily if you, it's like put it in the hands of the divine, right? Trust in the divine here. Trust in the higher powers. Let go of any fears or worries, because what you think about, you bring about. So if you're thinking, I'm not going to have enough money for this, I'm scared that if I leave this job, I'm going to struggle financially. Again, this is, tarot is kind of just a things to think about. So it's not to be taken as literal advice, okay? But consider the idea that if you're constantly thinking about the negative, what the worst that could happen, feeling like you're not going to have enough, then you're actually putting that energy out into the universe, and the universe is going to respond to that. When I was struggling for money, I was in and out my overdraft all the time, and I was worried about money a lot. It took me a long time to get out of that. Now that I'm less worried about money, it's like the universe is bringing it to me. It's like I don't do anything, and the universe is like, here, surprise, here's some money. And it's like I really feel like I'm being taken care of by the universe now, because I'm trusting that the universe is taking care of me. And the more I do it, the more I see that in the real world. So if you want to go and look up manifestation techniques, especially involving money, look up poverty mindset and things like that. I think that's going to be very helpful to you. And things I'm getting as well, like fortune actually favours the bold. So letting go of those things that keep you stuck. You're getting a lot of stuff about break out of the box, right? Have the confidence to take a leap of faith and break out the box. But don't do it on a whim, right? Aries, you are getting the Page of Wands, which tells you do a bit of research first, right, before making that decision. But you've got 3 aces as well here. 3 aces, the Hierophant twice, Wheel of Fortune, the Fool card. A lot of stuff about getting unstuck, but then again, this stuff about strategy. So I feel like you are getting ready, or you do feel like there's this change coming. You've got that kind of anxiety over it, but trust, right? Just trust in. Don't be reckless, Aries, you can be reckless sometimes, but also really use your intuition and your passion to guide you through this. It's the feelings that are going to get you through this, rather than I feel like the strategizing is kind of getting you a little bit stuck. So research, but don't overthink. Right, okay, cool. What do I want to read for you here then? I feel like these 3 cards are the cards that I want to be reading for you up here. So Mountain. I don't want to read too many because we don't want to be here too long, but those 3 are kind of the ones that are kind of calling to me. So let's see what they have to say. You have the capacity to flow around any obstacle. This is the time to adapt. Sometimes you'll come across what appears to be an insurmountable obstacle, like a huge mountain that separates you from your success. You might think that climbing it or chiseling away at it is the answer, but why take such a treacherous, tedious approach? Be like the rivers that flow around mountains naturally. You'll move past this obstacle relatively quickly if you choose the easiest way around. This is the time to adapt to your circumstances. If you do decide to climb, remember to take one step at a time, opting for the next right action. So yeah, you're getting told again, take it slowly. Go for the new, but take it slowly, right? And also to kind of go with the flow a little bit. Again, I'm getting this thing about releasing control of the situation, not trying to steer the wheel of fortune, because it's like you don't know what's happening. You don't know what's happening around you, right? All you know is like what's in your bubble, what you've been told, the information you have. I feel like the universe has that higher perspective. They can see opportunities that you don't even know existed. So if you go with the flow and let the universe guide you, then they're going to guide you to these really good opportunities. If you're trying to steer the wheel towards something that you want but isn't right for you, then you're just going to create holds up. You're going to actually put mountains and obstacles in your own path. So yeah, just try to release a little bit, try to let go. Peaks of joy. Your life is filled with happiness, so share it with others. Joy is yours today. No matter what your inquiry, you will be happy with the results. You're coming closer to a sense of achievement, and you've worked hard for it. You're surrounded by true companions and events that are synchronistically arranged to bring you to the next level of your life. The world is singing a beautiful harmony. Life is exhilarating and hopeful. Let gratitude fill your head and remember to share your happiness. Joy is contagious. Okay, so think positively, Aries. Think positively and look at that kind of like, she is taking a leap of faith. There's a butterfly there signifying change, and I saw it as a grasshopper. So again, I'm getting this leap stuff, like trust in the leap of faith, really getting your full card energy through here with that today. Then we've got this beaver card, number 27 in the Divine Animals. Right, my video just cut out. So to love your work is a gift. Find a balance between work and rest. It is worth aligning your work with your purpose if you can. Being positively, mindfully engaged in your work, no matter what it might be, is healthy. You want that creation energy, right? Someone may be attempting to micromanage you at your job. There you go. What did I say? Somebody may be attempting to micromanage you at your job, and this is not an optimum way to work. Perhaps it's time to be your own boss. That's interesting. The story here is, I'm going to read it. The Ojibwe First Nations people tell a story about the beaver. A beaver was speaking with the other animals and was telling them how happy he was with his tail. "Look, bird, how fluffy my tail is. It's so fluffy, is it not?" asked the beaver. The bird looked at the beaver's very fluffy tail and said, "Sure, it's very nice," but seemed dismissive to the beaver. The beaver went to a muskrat. "Do you like my tail, muskrat? Is it not beautiful and thick with fur?" Muskrat said, "Yes, but is it a strong tail?" The beaver was puzzled. "I asked if you thought my tail was beautiful, not strong." The muskrat just shook his head and walked away, saying, "Who cares if your tail is beautiful or not?" This is reminding me of me saying you have to be your authentic self and live your true life, right? And not worry about what other people think. If you value a beautiful tail, you value a beautiful tail. It doesn't matter if the muskrat values a strong tail, because that doesn't suit your purpose, right? That suits their purpose. So something about not trying to impress others, but trying to impress yourself, right? Because different people are being impressed by different things. I watched a video this morning. It was by Taylor R on YouTube. Taylor R. She's a model. She lives in Hong Kong. It was an older video. It's from about a year ago. I've watched it before, but I kind of rewatched it today. And she had... she's very, very beautiful, right? She's a young girl. She's a model. She took a picture of herself and she put it on her Instagram and said, "Right, I want everybody to Photoshop this, depending on where you are in the world. Can you Photoshop it so that I look like the ideal beauty standards for the country that you live in?" So all these different countries photoshopped her image, these people in different countries photoshopped her image and sent it back based on what they thought was the ideal of beauty based on where they lived. So Russia looked very different from America looked very different to Armenia looked different to Hong Kong. So all these different places had different beauty standards. You cannot please everybody. There is no such thing as perfection, because perfection is different. It's transient. It's not something that's fixed. So stop trying to be all things to all people. Stop trying to care what other people think of you, because you will never be happy and they will never be happy, because there's no such thing as perfection, right? It's a myth. Or there is such thing as perfection, but one person's perfection is very different from somebody else's. Also makes me think about being at university and talking with art students and literature students. The creative arts are much more the eye of the beholder than the sciences. Mathematics, physics are very much fact-based, right? Yes, you can have theories, but the theories really need to be backed up by fact. Where if you create a piece of art, some people are going to like it, some people are not going to like it, some people are going to get it, some people are not going to get it. An artist isn't going to necessarily understand mathematics. A mathematician isn't necessarily going to understand art, but they can be very, very good at what they do. So you don't have to be brilliant at all things, you just have to be brilliant about what you love, Aries, okay? So that's maybe somebody needed to hear that. The beaver was upset with the animals he had spoken to and went back to cutting trees for his dam. As he was thinking about how rude the other animals had been to him, he misplaced a cut and a tree fell on his tail. The beaver wiggled his tail out from under the tree and saw that the weight of the tree had flattened it and removed the fur. It was black and leathery now. The beaver sat on the sandy shore and cried heartily. He cried so loud that the Creator himself came to comfort him. The beaver said to the Creator, "Oh, Creator, look what has happened to my tail. It is flat and ugly now." And the Creator said, "No, it is not ugly, and now it is more useful. Now you will be able to swim so much more strongly." And the beaver considered this and realized that it was true, but thought that his friends would not care for him anymore. The Creator smiled and said, "No, beaver, your tail is not why your friends love you. They love you for your hard work and industry and for your kindness and goodness. Your tail has nothing to do with it." So there you go, Aries. Did I not call you Pisces at one point there? Aries, you're worrying about things that other people don't care about and not seeing why people love you, and people love you for who you are, not because you have a great haircut, right, or whatever. So yeah, don't try not to get too hung up on things. And also, what I was kind of saying about you having a lot of anxiety over some kind of change, the change is good for you. You just don't quite see that now. You know, the beaver thought that the big fluffy tail was the best thing for him, when actually, when he got the flat leathery tail, he realized that it was so much more useful to him, and actually probably was quite fun, you know, splashing around, going swimming really fast. So yeah, just it's all about perspective, and I think you don't quite see the all the good things that are coming towards you, all the opportunities that are opening up, and all the positive things that are being brought into your life, because there's still this kind of feeling of being very, very tied up with disappointment from the past. All right, Aries, I hope that was helpful to you. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a song from Spotify. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Whatever you get from it, think about why you get that from it. So if you're like, I hate this song, why do you hate that song? Is it trying to teach you something? If this song reminds you of someone, that could be an indicator for you. So whatever you get from it, right, go and look at the lyrics, whatever. Aries, so the people who are resonating with this reading today, what is the song that they really, really, really need to hear, please? Oh, great song. Rocking it, Aries. Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye, Aries.